A teacher in Anchorage, Alaska, who's fighting cancer has a big place in the hearts of his students. Nathan Green has been battling kidney cancer for 5 years. Last year, the social studies and guitar teacher lost his voice and has been forced to speak in a soft whisper. He says cancer stole his ability to sing, but it has not diminished the important role he plays in the lives of his students.
Reason, purpose to be alive. Yeah, at another level to it when you get to do something that you're passionate about.
His faith, his job, and his family that have helped him get through the years of treatment.
At 103 years old, Ruth Emerson seems to know the key to a long life. Every day, Everson plays the piano during lunch at her assisted living home in Stearns County, Minnesota. She says that she learned to play the piano nearly 10 decades ago, but putting on the daily recital helps her stay young.
You meet a lot of people by playing the piano, and I'm a people person. I like to be happy.
She says she's going to play until she simply cannot anymore. Beautiful.
I think the key is just staying active.
Yep, without a doubt. All right, it's going to do it for us. The news at 4 o'clock.
Channel 2 News at 5 begins in 60 seconds.
Mattress Firm. Channel 2 News begins right now with breaking news.
We have several breaking news stories tonight, starting in Northwest Harris County, where 2 adults and a child have been killed in a crash.
The crash happened just 1 hour ago at Antoine at the Beltway, and investigators tell us several other people have been injured. Channel 2's Taisha Walker is live on the scene with that story. Taisha.
All right, we're going to talk to Taisha about that shortly. In the meantime, deputies are telling us the 2 children and 1 adult were ejected from another vehicle. They are all in critical condition tonight at a hospital. Right now, the eastbound feeder of Beltway 8 is closed. The main lanes of the Beltway are not affected. And we'll go live to the scene with our Taisha Walker, like we said, in just a few minutes.
We have more breaking news from Northwest Houston, where an elderly woman has been found dead at the scene of an apartment fire this afternoon.
That discovery was made at the Garden City Apartments on West Montgomery near West Gulf Bank. Our senior reporter Phil Archer is live now with the details. Phil?
Yeah, and the investigation is underway, as you can see behind me, into exactly how that lady died. Firefighters got this call about 2:45 this afternoon. When they got here, they found one ground floor apartment heavily involved in fire. They broke through the door, got inside, and found a lady laying on the couch. The couch was on fire. They carried her out in the front yard and quickly determined that she was already dead, and then knocked the fire down. Now, the lady is identified by family members here as Verma Moore, 67 years old. Mrs. Moore had a history of health problems, including a series of strokes, and family members say she was also a smoker. So it is possible the fire started, or the fire was an accidental fire, but they're not taking any chances with that. Homicide investigators just arrived. Arson investigators are here, and they won't be leaving until they have a much clearer idea of how Mrs. Moore died. Reporting live in Northwest Houston, I'm Phil Archer, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Phil, thank you. We're following more breaking news, this time from Northwest Houston. Multiple police agencies are searching for 3 people who attempted to rob an AT&T cell phone store just off the Northwest Freeway in Mangum. A DPS trooper who was working security saw the crooks go into the store. That trooper fired at the suspects, although investigators say no one was hit. The crooks abandoned their getaway car and instead ran off. Right now, local, state, and federal agencies are involved in the investigation. The trooper was not hurt. Police have recovered a gun at the scene. Developing right now, a SWAT standoff has just come to an end at an apartment complex in Spring.
Yeah, deputies thought the suspect in the shooting of a record driver may have been inside one of those apartments, but no one was inside. The shooting happened not far from this complex on Spring Stubner Road in North Harris County. The record driver was shot in the chest early this morning. Posey Cowart Jr. was towing a car he had just repoed. Officials say he was on his way back to the dealership.
Taking a look at our forecast now, weather has returned to winter in southeast Houston. Taking a live look over the Houston area, where it's been a cloudy, cold, somewhat dreary day. Meanwhile, in North Texas and in West Texas, people there are dealing with ice and snow.
That's an emergency responder tow. You saw we were going to have a big rig on Interstate 20. A lot of cold weather up there to the west and to the north, Frank.
Yeah, it's been a mess up there. For us, it's just been, as you said, cloudy and cold. And the wind, you know what that does? Wind chill. Look at that. 47 feels like 40. 46 in Sugar Land feels like 39 degrees. Out toward Tomball, 37. 37 in Conroe, 38 for feels like number in Huntsville. So right there in the 40s, feels more like the 30s. That's going to continue. And these numbers to the north, Dallas at 35, 33 in San Angelo, 30 in Oklahoma City. That cold air continues to surge this way with those northwest winds. We don't really get a break from that until we finally get to Friday. We may get maybe just some low 50s tomorrow, but keep those jackets handy all the way into the weekend, and then we'll get a break. There's that snow we were talking about. Look at that, just bursting around Denton, Texas right now. Back out toward Wichita Falls, they've already had 5 inches of snow. And then these tornado watches continue now until 11 o'clock in Alabama. Between it, we're in pretty good shape. We'll see a little burst of some precipitation later tonight, and that could include some snow from Bryan College Station up to the north. Doesn't last long. We'll talk more about it coming up in Maine weather. We do have a nice day tomorrow. We just got to get there. It's wintry until then, especially out west. Showers will be out of here by morning and then much warmer as we head into the weekend. I'll have your details straight ahead. Lauren?
Frank, thank you. If you're not near a television, be sure and download Frank's free weather forecast app. It's the quickest way to get the latest weather conditions. Just search KPRC in your app store to download. When you hear of identity thieves, you might think that it's strictly an online crime.
But new at 5 o'clock, we were seeing firsthand the impact this is having on local car dealerships. Identity thieves have used stolen documents to purchase cars from them, and owners say even more fraudsters attempt this trick week after week.
Only on 2 tonight, our Andy Sirota is live from Texas Auto in Webster, a dealership that has been repeatedly targeted. Andy?
Hi there, Lauren and Keith. Philip Summer, the owner of Texas Auto, contacted us after he saw our story last week on Terry Ann Barnes, the woman accused of dressing like a man and buying a car with a stolen identity. Tonight, he tells us that is only a small piece of a much larger issue that he has dealt with over and over, and that ultimately hurts you, the consumer.
All of these are fraud.
If you thought identity theft was a victimless crime, think again.
These are professional crime organizations.
The owner of 2 local car dealerships, Philip Summer, says he's had about 20 vehicles stolen over the past 10 years from thieves using stolen identities. It not only hurts the person whose identity's been stolen, Summer says it's caused his insurance rates to skyrocket.
Now I have $150,000, $200,000 worth of claims in a year.
And because the lender also loses money, that cost is then passed on to consumers in the form of higher interest rates.
We're constantly trying to prevent more people from stealing cars from us.
Summer says it's gotten so bad he's been forced to use additional measures to detect fraud so they don't fall for it, including fingerprinting.
Basically, all the software that is afforded to us to be able to try to catch these guys, we utilize. However, these are smart characters.
About 50% of the time, he gets the stolen vehicles back. And when he does, half the time, he says, they're totaled, like this Porsche Cayenne GTS. This is how it looked the day when it left the lot. It was later found like this in Atlanta, Georgia.
And you're causing all of us have to pay a lot more money, including your own family, your own friends, and your own community.
Summer tells me HPD has taught fraud prevention classes to his employees and that his dealership has been used as an example in seminars taught to other businesses on how to prevent this type of crime. Live in Webster tonight, Andy Sirota, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Andy, thank you. Well, he wanted a third trial to determine what he says is his innocence, but today a judge denied David Temple's request.
And now the former high school football coach from Katy will move forward to the punishment phase after a jury convicted him for a second time of killing his pregnant wife back in 1999. In the latest trial, the jury deadlocked while trying to determine a punishment. So a judge has ordered a hearing to determine Temple's sentence. Jury selection on that will begin late next month. He could receive up to life in prison.
I move that the Senate, sitting as a court of impeachment on the articles against Donald John Trump, adjourn.
After months of investigation and debate, the Senate has voted to acquit President Donald Trump on both articles of impeachment. The president was charged with abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. In just the last hour, the president responded to the vote on Twitter, saying he will be speaking tomorrow from the White House at 11 o'clock Houston time. The president went on to say he will discuss, quote, our country's victory on the impeachment hoax.
New at 5 o'clock, how the coronavirus is being linked to a considerable drop in gas prices here in Houston.
Also, he's the last living Buffalo soldier, and boy, does he have a remarkable story to share as we celebrate Black History Month coming up next.
Tonight.
Well, right now, police are looking for two men who robbed a Southwest Houston gas station at gunpoint. You can see in this newly released video that they forced the clerk to the ground. This is 2 months ago at the Raceway on South Post Oak near South Main. Once the crooks got money from the register, they hightailed it out of there in a white Chevrolet four-door sedan with chrome wheels. The pair had on hoodies and ski masks, but maybe you've seen that car. Call 713-222-TIPS if you have.
Taking a look at the roads tonight, this is I-10, the East Freeway at Waco. The traffic on that Waco Street Bridge is closing tonight as crews prepare to demolish the bridge. And this weekend, all lanes of I-10 under the Waco Street Bridge will close for that demolition. This bridge stands just over 14 feet high, and it's been hit repeatedly by big trucks. So crews are tearing it down and rebuilding a new, taller one. It should take almost a year before it's complete. February is Black History Month, and all month long we are sharing some of the amazing stories of African Americans here in the Houston area.
Channel 2 anchor Tanaya Wright introduces us to the retired Army Sergeant James Williams. He is the last surviving Buffalo soldier.
I was born on the 6th day of July, 1935.
1935.
This year I'll be 85 years old.
Retired Army Sergeant Major James Williams is the last remaining Buffalo soldier. We had a chance to hear his story while touring the Buffalo Soldiers National Museum here in Houston.
I'm very, very honored and very pleased at what I've done for the United States of America.
Established in 1866, the Buffalo Soldiers were African Americans who played a pivotal role in American history. Sergeant Major Williams joined the military when he was just 15 years old, and he served for 21 years.
We was identified as segregated trained units, and I fought with the 9th and 10th Cavalry Division in Korea and Vietnam. We had to fight two wars. We had to fight a segregated war, and we had to fight segregated in combat.
Even after putting his life on the line to defend our country overseas, Williams said it really hurt him when he got home to see that nothing had changed.
The thing that hurted me is that going through freezing death, getting shot at, shelled at, bombed at, for this country. I thought I had got away from being called the N-word.
Despite the physical and mental challenges, Sergeant Major Williams says he has always been proud to wear the uniform.
What I like about it is say God bless America because it gave me the privilege as a black man to be recognized to wear the uniform of the United States of America and the United States Army. The medals I have didn't mean nothing to me no more. My trophy was the people of the United States of America. That's what I fought for.
And as the last remaining Buffalo soldier, he wants to make sure their legacy lives on. Tanaya Wright, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Quite a legacy indeed.
I love that museum.
Yeah, it is very nice.
Fabulous museum. I've been to some events there too, and people are terrific. They're really terrific. All right, and so is National Weather Person's Day.
Yes, it's one of your favorite days. I know.
I know, it's my big day.
Because of all this.
I know, look at this.
All
Keith and Christine made sure that I had a cake.
You know,
from Whole Foods.
As it says, you are a guy,
and
yes.
3 brothers, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
That's nice.
And just in the perfect time for Mardi Gras.
Yeah, and all that sugar.
Who's going to get the baby in there?
Edible Arrangement sent a bunch of fruit, and there were 12 chocolate-covered strawberries. I don't know what happened to them.
Yes, disappeared pretty quickly.
You like those,
And then
right?
Wendy sent an umbrella. Bluebell sent ice cream.
Yeah, man, you're well loved.
Very nice.
Yeah, listen, on behalf of my team, look at these guys. I did that great. Teddy, happy National Weather Person's Day to Eric and Britta and Cameron and Justin. And actually, that's the front. That's all perfect. Think of what Cindy could do with a diorama. I know, and you saw this, the First Bank,
Columbus, wasn't it?
First State Bank down in Columbus.
Yeah.
Put me on their
nice.
sign.
Man.
I'm just glad everyone took an interest.
Good one, good one.
Okay. Good. I'll stop. But by the way, I blogged about this guy, John Jeffries. It's his birthday, and he was a big weather nerd. He flew in balloons over the English Channel to take weather observations, and he did a lot more than that. He was a doctor, delivered 2,000 babies in Boston. So read about him on my blog. Really interesting, but that's why it's this day, because it's his birthday. Anyway, exact track radar, cloudy skies for us, but it's cold out there. It's going to continue to be. Triangle Energy Camera, there's our downtown. 47 with these 16-mile-an-hour winds. It feels like 41. So drop these numbers by a good 5 or 6 degrees, maybe in the low and mid-40s, but it feels like the 30s out there with that wind, and that's right out of the northwest, 15, 16, 17 miles an hour. So it is definitely breezy and cold. As we go into tomorrow morning, it's still going to be breezy, so it may feel like freezing for a lot of you, especially out to the west. 35, 34 degrees, 37 Conroe, 38 for Bush, 43 on High Island. It's going to be a chilly one to wake up to tomorrow morning, and it's going to stay cold, even though I'm expecting a lot of sunshine, only in the mid-40s as we head into the noon hour, and the afternoon, 52 to 54 is about it. We don't warm up much until Friday, and that's not that much. Wait till Saturday, then it'll feel a whole lot better. So all of this rain continues to move on out of here, but we got a little splash coming back our way. There's a system coming out of Mexico, and as it does that, it's going to give us enough lift to bring in showers again for us. This is midnight tonight, so it's not going to be much, but it could equal maybe a little snow out toward College Station. It's a possibility, especially as this moves through that colder air out to the west. So that's 1:30. If it happens, 30% chance. It's not going to last long. That's 2, 3 in the morning. So midnight to 3, and that's about it. For the rest of us, a little rain comes through, and that's out of here by the time we get to the commute tomorrow morning. That's 6 a.m. So the sun starts to make its appearance. High pressure is going to build in. This snow that we've seen up to the north, that gets on out of here. Lots of clear sky for Thursday and Friday, and warmer Friday with the south wind around that high, and still warmer on Saturday. But with this warmer air also meets this front coming down, and that gives us a 20% chance for a shower on Saturday. Sunday the same with yet another front. In fact, that front doesn't really get out of here. It lingers, and as a result, we see shower chances all the way through next week. They're not huge, but they're there. In the meantime, enjoy the evening. It's cloudy, cold. A lot of people love this weather, so why not? Get the fireplaces going, a little hot chocolate or an extra pot of coffee. 30% chances of rain as we go into the midnight hour. Cold and rainy for at least early morning, but tomorrow ends up looking pretty good for your haircast. 52 for a high tomorrow. It's cold. 38, 66 on Friday. Roughnecks play on Saturday. Welcome to the club. And then the Sabercats do too. Galveston Marathon is on Sunday. It's going to be cooler down there, but 72 here. And then there are those chances of rain, 20, 30% all the way through, and temperatures in the 70s. And then Valentine's Day, Friday, we have warm hearts for you. So give you a good chance to go out and celebrate, maybe with some short sleeves on.
Yeah,
Valentine's
like
on a Friday. That's a good night.
76, I know. It smells like sugar over there.
You think?
Get you a knife.
This thing's heavy as lead. I don't know what's in this. Is
I
it
know.
Iron or something?
Good stuff.
It's heavy. Lots of sugar.
Dense, pretty. Coming up tonight at 10, Channel 2 investigator Mario Diaz looks into the offer of a $500,000 donation that is raising eyebrows across Houston.
As an investigator investigating public corruption, this would literally floor you.
$500,000. They put this in an email.
This is a smoking gun moment.
They should have called the FBI.
What this is indication that a crime occurred.
What did Channel 2 Investigates uncover? The investigation tonight at 10.
Developing tonight, some 350 Americans who fled the coronavirus hot zone in China are back in the U.S. They landed at an Air Force base this morning in Southern California. Some of these individuals will be quarantined at a hotel on the airbase for 2 weeks. Others will go under quarantine at a separate military base. Other planes carrying Americans home from the city of Wuhan will arrive this week, including at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio. The virus has killed nearly 500 people worldwide, the majority of which are in China. Nearly 25,000 people have been infected. 11 cases have been reported in the U.S., none here in Texas.
The coronavirus is linked to a drop in crude oil prices, which in turn is causing gas prices to plummet. The demand for fuel, especially in China, has gone down substantially. It's not just flights. The sudden drop in vehicle travel is also being felt in the oil and gas sector. Here in Houston, the average price for a gallon of unleaded is just $2.13. That's down 5 cents from last week and 13 cents from a month ago. Well, flights from Houston to Los Angeles are very popular, especially in the summertime. And this summer, a brand new terminal is going to be built, a debut at LAX.
But before that happens, airport officials need hundreds of people to test out their new terminal, and they want people to behave badly. Yes, you heard correctly. They are seeking 500 people to run through scenarios from the mundane to the serious. A lost child, a passenger suffering an injury, unruly passengers. Airport officials want to run through all of it so they are prepared for a real life crisis. There's no compensation for taking part in the readiness drill. By the way, that new concourse will add 12 gates to LAX. It cost $1.5 billion.
We'll be right back.
Stay with us.
Hello, I'm Dominique Soxa in the newsroom. Here's what's coming up on Channel 2 News at 6 o'clock today. Only on 2 tonight, dangerous road conditions. Drivers tell us one road is so bad, school buses are being forced to maneuver around these giant potholes. And a magical Spencer Solves It moment that you're going to see live at 6 o'clock tonight. Young football players and cheerleaders in LaPorte finally get their team shirts after coaches and parents say they were ripped off the first time. We have these stories and more coming up at the top of the hour on Channel 2 News at 6. Back to you.
All right, Dominique, thank you. Right now, we're going to get back to our breaking news from Northwest Harris County. 2 adults and a child have been killed in a crash. That crash happened just 1 hour ago on Antoine at the Beltway.
Deputies tell us the 2 children and 1 adult were ejected from another vehicle. They are all in critical condition right now at a hospital. The eastbound feeder lane of the Beltway 8 is closed. The main lanes of the Beltway are not affected. As soon as we do have more developments, we will post them at click2houston.com. Our Taisha Walker will be live from the scene coming up in our 6 o'clock newscast.
All right, another look at weather.
Yeah, it's cloudy out there, no rain, so that's a help. But we may see some as we go into the overnight hours. Temperatures in the 40s, but it feels more like the upper 30s with the winds out of the northwest at 15 miles an hour. Pretty standard out there, so bundle up as you head out. An outdoor dining forecast, I don't think you're going to want to do that, but you still got to get from the car to the restaurant. 44, 44, 43, cloudy and cold and breezy. We do warm up, but not until Friday, and that's not that much, but sunny and 66 will feel a whole lot better. And then the weekend all the way into next week, I've got quite the warm spell, especially when you consider our normal 65. We're looking at 70s.
Looks pretty.
All righty.
We'll have a respite. Okay.
Nightly news is next.